Hey, Agent, you ready to dive back in?
Always ready for new intel.
Well, strap in because we got a big one today. It's Year 6, Season 3 of the Division 2, and they're calling it Burden of Truth.
Sounds ominous.
It does, doesn't it? Not only is Agent Kelso on the run again, but this time it's something called the Cassandra Mission, whatever that is.
And from the looks of this intel drop, it seems like Massive is really shaking things up this season. Gameplay-wise, I mean.
Big time. We're talking brand new mechanics, gear, you name it. So let's just jump right into it. First up, we got to talk about this robe momentum system. I'm not going to lie, it sounds a little intimidating.
It's definitely a big shift from what we're used to.
So no more tactical cover-to-cover combat?
Not exactly. It's more like they're pushing for a more aggressive, dynamic kind of playstyle.
So more run and gun?
In a way, yeah, but it's not just about rushing in blindly. There's a strategy to it.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Break it down for me.
Basically, the more aggressive and skilled you are, the more momentum you build.
And this momentum, what's it do?
Oh, give you some serious advantages like increased weapon damage, faster reload, stuff like that.
Sounds pretty powerful.
Oh, and at the highest tier, you can even get skill overcharge.
Hold up, skill overcharge. Are we talking unlimited skill usage here?
Pretty much, yeah. It's a game changer, especially for those skill-focused builds.
I bet. But you said skilled plays, so it's not just about running and guns blazing.
Right. You earn momentum through different actions like headshots, multi-kills, using your skills effectively, taking down elites, stuff like that.
So there's still a tactical element to it. You got to think about your moves.
Absolutely. And here's the catch. Momentum decays over time.
Oh, so you can't just sit back and relax once you've got it maxed out.
Nope. And it decays even faster if you take damage or if you're just, standing around.
So camping and cover is out.
Pretty much. This system is all about keeping you on the move, staying aggressive.
And to add to the chaos, we've got these blacklisted enemies thrown into the mix.
Yeah, they're randomly marked enemies that grant a massive momentum boost when you take them down.
Okay, so that's a big incentive to go after them, but there's got to be a downside, right?
Of course, they're not pushovers. And if you're not quick enough, blacklisted enemies can actually drain your momentum.
Ah, so it's a gamble. Go for the big reward or play it safe and maintain your momentum flow?
Exactly. High risk, high reward.
Love it. This is already sounding way more dynamic than anything we've seen before.
And we haven't even touched on the active modifiers yet.
Oh, right. Those sound like they could really shake things up even more.
Yeah, you can only equip one at a time, but they each come with, unique benefits and drawbacks.
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat here. Hit me with it. What are these active modifiers all about?
So first up, we got Overdrive. This one, it instantly maxes out your momentum.
Wait, seriously, so you go straight to the top tier?
Yep, but it only lasts for a short time. And once it wears off, you get hit with a huge momentum penalty.
Ooh, risky. Sounds like something you'd want to use very strategically.
Definitely not something you just want to pop willy-nilly.
Okay, what about the other two?
All right, so we got Vendetta. This one marks several enemies, and each one you take down grants you stacking bonuses to your armor and health.
Okay, I'm liking the sound of that, but I'm guessing there's a catch.
If you fail to eliminate them all, you suffer some pretty nasty penalties.
Ouch. Yeah, that'll teach you to prioritize.
And last but not least, we have Tactical Supremacy. This one's a little more complex.
Lay it on me.
It actually doubles the effects of any passive modifiers you have equipped.
Hold on, passive modifiers, those are,
We'll get into those in a minute. But basically, they're buffs you can equip to customize your build.
Right. So this tactical supremacy thing, it makes those buffs even stronger.
For a limited time, yeah. But it also freezes any momentum gain you'd normally get from those passive modifiers.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's like a trade-off.
Exactly. But the unique thing about Tactical Supremacy is it also prevents those blacklisted enemies from draining your momentum.
Oh, so that's a nice little bonus. Okay, so we've got these active modifiers, and you mentioned passive modifiers. How many of those are we talking?
12 in total.
Whoa, 12, and you can equip?
Up to 3 at a time.
Man, that's a lot of potential combinations.
They're really pushing for build diversity this season. You got modifiers for specific skills like the explosive amp for seeker mines or firewall specialization for the turret. And then there's ones that burst weapon handling, reload speed, crit chance, you name it.
So no matter what your playstyle is, there's something for you.
They've really covered all the bases.
Okay, this is already giving me a headache just thinking about all the possibilities.
And remember, this is all on top of those new enemy behaviors.
Oh, right. We can't forget about them. They're not just going to sit back and let us run wild with all this new stuff.
Nope, they're getting some upgrades too.
Like what?
Well, there's this new thing called Enemy Frenzy. Basically, as you progress through the season's chapters, the enemies get more and more aggressive.
More aggressive? How so?
Faster movement, higher rate of fire, even better armor, and health regeneration. It's like they're feeding off our momentum.
So the better we get, the tougher they get.
You got it. They're going to keep you on your toes.
Challenge accepted. But with all this talk about aggressive play and crazy skill builds, it makes me think about inventory management.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Thank goodness for that expanded stash space.
Right. It's about time.
So how much extra space are we getting exactly?
Well, if you own Warlords of New York or the Year 1 pass, you're getting 50 extra slots.
50! That's huge. Finally, I can keep all those useless weapon attachments I'm too emotionally attached to throw away.
And that's not all. They've also said they're planning even more stash upgrades down the line.
Okay, that is music to my ears.
They're really listening to the community on that one.
It's about time. We're going to need all the space we can get with all this awesome new gear coming this season.
Speaking of gear, are you ready to dive into the loot?
Oh, you know I am. What kind of goodies are we getting our hands on this time?
Let's start with the exotics, shall we? We've got a brand new SMG called the Oxpecker.
Oxpecker, huh? Sounds interesting.
It's got this unique talent called Symbiosis. Basically, as you damage enemies, it repairs your equipped shield.
Wait, hold on. It repairs your shield?
Yep.
That's insane.
There is a catch, though.
Of course there's a catch. What is it?
It slowly drains the shield's health over time.
Oh, so it's a balancing act.
Exactly. Risk versus reward, you gotta weigh your options.
I like it. This could really change how we approach shield builds.
Oh yeah, and speaking of shields, there's also the new exotic gloves, the Exodus.
Ooh, what do they do?
Their talent is called Smokescreen, and it deploys a smoke bomb when your armor breaks.
Nice. So a little bit of extra cover in a pinch?
Yep, in PvE anyway.
What about in PvP?
Oh, in PvP it messes with enemy targeting.
Oh, sneaky. All right, what about new gear sets? Anything that stands out?
The Refactor set is looking pretty interesting.
What's so special about it?
It's all about status effects and skill damage. The 4-piece bonus gives you a massive amount of armor repair based on the skill damage you deal.
Wow, that sounds crazy powerful, especially for a skill build. Isn't the overdrive modifier too risky for most situations?
Well, it's definitely a gamble, but I can see it being super useful in those clutch moments, when you're pinned down, need a burst of power to break through.
Yeah, I can see that. High risk, high reward, right?
Exactly. Gotta get your head. So what about those other gear sets and weapons? Anything else catch your eye? Well, there's the Shiny Monkey brand set. It boosts skill duration, skill efficiency, and repair skills.
So a good all-rounder for skill builds.
Yeah, seems like it. If you want to keep those skills up and running and your gear in tip-top shape, all this focus on skills and aggression makes me wonder, could it be connected to this whole Kelso situation? And this Cassandra mission? Maybe it's a new tactic those rogue agents are using.
Ooh, that's an interesting thought. It wouldn't be the first time a new enemy faction brought some fresh hell to the table.
Right. And we know Schaefer's involved somehow. And that guy, he's always been a few steps ahead.
Maybe they've figured out a way to, hack SHD tech, give themselves these momentum boosts.
We're going to need every advantage we can get if we're going to catch Kelso and figure out what this Cassandra mission is all about.
Speaking of advantages, what about those new named weapons?
Ah, yes. We've got Rusty, which is a classic RPK-74.
Love the RPK.
And then there's Goalie, a FAL variant.
Nice. Both solid choices. What makes them special?
Both come with the perfect pressure point talent.
Which does?
Boosts their damage against enemies under status effects.
Okay, so if you're running a build that focuses on, say, bleed or burn, these could be pretty devastating.
Exactly. And if you're brave enough to tackle the Master Climax mission this season, there's a shiny new exotic backpack waiting for you.
Ooh, lay it on me.
It's called Birdie's Quick Fix.
Birdie's Quick Fix, huh? Sounds like a support piece.
It is. It gives you a bunch of bonuses for reviving teammates, faster revive speed, damage resistance while you're reviving, and even a skill tier boost for successful revives.
That's going to be huge for those hardcore support players. It's great to see them getting some love. It really seems like they're pushing for more diverse playstyles this season.
Definitely seems that way. And it's not just about the new stuff. They've also been doing some reworks and updates to existing weapons and gear.
Oh, right. So some of our old favorites might be getting a new lease on life.
Potentially. The patch notes are pretty massive, but it looks like they've made changes to just about everything. ARs, SMGs, LMGs, rifles, pistols, you name it. Some exotics are staying the same. Others are getting some tweaks to their stats or talents.
Exciting. I can't wait to dig into the patch notes and see what's changed. But honestly, sometimes it's the smaller things that make the biggest difference.
You mean the quality of life updates?
Yep. Any good ones this season?
Actually, yeah, there are quite a few.
Like what?
Well, for starters, they're removing modifiers from priority objectives. They're gone.
Hallelujah.
They've added them to the seasonal journey rewards instead.
Which makes a lot more sense.
And speaking of the seasonal journey, they've made some changes there too. You now get a 10% progression boost just for having seasonal modifiers active.
So they're really encouraging us to use the new system. I like it.
And that boost stacks with the one you get for having the premium season pass.
Even better.
They've also added season pass XP rewards for completing certain activities. Things like main missions, countdown, conflict, descent, summit, LWAs, and DZ landmark activities.
So no matter how you prefer to play, there are more ways to level up that season pass. Nice.
They've also rebalanced these scavenger points rewards on the watch.
What does that mean exactly?
Well, now you'll get a more consistent amount of resources per point.
So those points are more valuable.
Exactly.
All right, so those are some pretty significant changes. It seems like they're really focused on improving the overall player experience.
For sure. Listening to feedback and making adjustments where needed.
Okay, so we've covered the gameplay changes, the new gear, the quality of life improvements. What about the season pass itself?
Pretty standard stuff this time around. 1,000 premium credits or $9.99.
Same as always. And it's available to everyone from level 1.
Yep.
What about the rewards? Anything good on that premium track?
You got your usual mix. 10 gear dies, 9 weapon skins, 2 outfits, 2 new prestige arm patches, and 600 premium credits.
Not bad. Gotta keep our agents looking stylish. What about the free track? What do those players get?
A free outfit and a weapon skin.
All right, so everyone gets a little something, even if they don't want to shell out for the premium pass.
Exactly.
Now, before we wrap up, I gotta ask about that limited time offer.
Ah, yes. For those who want a bit of a head start, there's a one-time offer for $19.99. It comes with 2,600 premium credits, so more than enough to grab that season pass.
And
Plus, you get a rare clawed helmet.
ooh, nice. Gotta love a good cosmetic bonus. Okay, so we've been through a lot of information here. New mechanics, new gear, new challenges. But what's the overall message? What's Massive trying to achieve with all these changes?
Well, to me, it seems pretty clear. They're really trying to push the Division 2 in a new direction.
More aggressive, more fast-paced, you think?
Exactly. They want us to think on our feet, to really master the combat system, to experiment with builds and playstyles.
It's like they're saying, okay, you've learned the basics, now it's time to take it to the next level.
And most importantly, to have fun doing it.
Right, right. It's a game after all. But before we send our listeners out into the wild world of Season 3, I want to leave them with something to think about.
That's it.
How will you adapt to these changes? Will you embrace the aggression, the rogue momentum, or will you try to stick with your old tactics?
It's going to be really interesting to see how players approach this new season.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong answer. It's all about finding what works best for you, for your playstyle.
And that's what I love about the Division 2. It's always evolving, always challenging us to adapt and overcome.
All right, Agent, we've given you the Insta. Now it's time to put it to the test. What are you most excited to try out?
Strategically speaking, I'm really eager to dive deep into the whole rogue momentum system and see how it affects the flow of combat. I think it has the potential to really breathe new life into the game.
Yeah, it's a bold move from Massive, that's for sure.
And on a more personal level, I gotta say, I'm really digging the new Oxpecker SMG. It just looks so cool.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Definitely got that style and substance vibe going on. Who doesn't love a self-repairing shield, am I right?
Can't argue with that.
So, Agent, what's it going to be? How will you face the burden of truth?
We'll be back soon with more insights and analysis as the season unfolds, but until then, stay sharp, stay strategic, and good luck out there, Agent.
All right, Agent, it's time to gear up and head back out there. Kelso's waiting. And remember, embrace the momentum. We'll be back soon with another deep dive. Until then, good luck, Agent.